Is there a count? Oh, there is a countdown.
Yes, there is a countdown. We're live.
I just
Oh,
noticed.
folks, welcome to Talking Crit. I am one of your hosts, Art Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR. With me on the stage in this direction is my once a week work spouse, Bad Mike. The man with the weight of the show on his shoulders or at the top of his head. It's none other than Jim Kitchen. And we have two guests today. Two, I know. My gosh. Zane and Bunny Daniel. So
Woohoo! We've not seen them for
Thank you.
for a couple of years. We should have had them on sooner. But we sometimes get lost in the weeds and we forget. But they have a new Kickstarter coming, and their first Kickstarter was fulfilled. I have it. It's gorgeous, unnatural selection for Shadow Dark. Just absolutely just a beautiful book. And they're going to tell us why this took so long to come out. what they had to go through to get this out, because it's probably a tale worth telling. And then about their new Kickstarter, because I can't wait to hear about it. I saw the preview and it looks amazing. It looks absolutely amazing. So welcome back, guys.
Thank you.
All right, I'm excited. Should I start?
Yeah, totally.
So why don't you talk about your first project, because that's always
okay.
Because the current project hasn't launched yet. So why don't you talk about what's come before? And I think that's a great
right. Yeah. See, I have it here too. So what we had, first of all, I'm going to even go further back than that, because I was in the video game industry for 22 years. I was, as a child, I played RPGs. But one of the things that I noticed and thought was strange is that at the industry that I was in, or the very company in that industry that I was in, nobody played TTRPGs. They played PC RPGs and console RPGs, but nothing sitting around the table. So I ended up having a long break of not playing because, of course, I had moved out of state to go to this game company. And so I didn't have any friends other than the ones that I met at the game company. So I just kind of forgot almost about TTRPGs until I left that industry and said, hey, I want to play this again. And, then that goes into the story on how Bunny and I met, which we can do maybe as a separate story. But for the moment, I will continue with Unnatural Selection. I had created a campaign with Bunny's help, and we had been running it with one group, and we had been doing it in basic fantasy. So, because, I did not like 5e. I was the old school. I wanted to play the OSR style, and it was free and available and just easy to jump into. So I did that. Anyway, when Shadow Dark arrived and it first launched on Kickstarter, I said, we should probably move this group over to Shadow Dark, because this just seems way better than basic fantasy. And the problem was that we had a character in our group that was a necromancer. And of course, there was no necromancer class in Shadow Dark. So I said, well, I'll just go ahead and make one real quick, and we'll have him use it. And so I made it, and Bunny, I showed it to her, and she said, wow, this is really good. We should maybe make a book. And so I said, well, all right, that was fun. I enjoyed doing it. So let's make a book and let's see what we can come up with. And so that's how Unnatural Selection was born. Well, and it's kind of amazing. Yeah, it's kind of amazing when thinking about this now and how much time it's taken to do this second campaign, as to how fast we got this off the ground. Because not only had I just made, that class and just learned about Shadow Dark, but all of a sudden we were making a book, and we launched on Kickstarter, or on BackerKit. I want to be specific here. We launched on BackerKit within months after the Shadow Dark Kickstarter ended. So, at the time, that seemed like a long time. Man, that took forever before we finally got the thing released. And now I look at it like, how the heck did we do that? That was crazy. And so our expectations of how this would go were very fanciful and very like, oh, well, this isn't going to take long to do. I've got the thing pretty much written. We're just going to do a little bit more.
Oh,
we got to get some art in. We got to put this together.
We're going to pump this out. It'll be on the shelves in no time.
Right.
This will be 6 weeks tops. This will be easy.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that we'd be shipping in May. Well, I mean, that was crazy, because it was October that the Kickstarter campaign or the backer kit campaign ended. So I'm like, yeah, this is going to be no problem. We've got our manufacturer, we got everything lined up. It's all going to go perfectly smooth, and there's not going to be any issue at all. Well, I did get the writing done fairly quickly. We did get the art done by the end of the year, that same year. So we were ready to go at the end of December. So I thought we were in line with having that May release. But the reality was there was a lot more work to do when it came to the manufacturing side. We didn't know as much as we needed to do. And then we had no idea how bad our manufacturer was going to be because they, poor communication, extremely poor communication, very slow processes, getting things wrong, just disappearing for an entire month, not even responding to us. So we definitely learned a huge lesson there, and we will never use that particular manufacturer again. And so we've already gotten a big jump on this one with this awesome communicating manufacturer for this next one. So I'd say that was the big lesson, was the actual physical manufacturing process was.
And your problems were with a printer, right? Is that what I'm hearing? Is that your
it was our manufacturer. We went through a manufacturer that actually outsourced out of house to a printer. So they weren't really actually printing it themselves. And we didn't know that at the time, but we've learned since then. We're actually going straight in-house with a not an in-between now, apparently. We are directly connected to the manufacturer. So if we ask a question, he will be like, hold on 1 second. And he'll like run away for like 10 minutes and run back and have like film and pictures of whatever we're asking about. So, I mean, it's really great. I mean, you can even show them the books and stuff because we already have a prototype. Yeah,
prototype.
A prototype of one of the special editions and one of the standard editions. If you want to share.
Nice.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll hit that when we talk more about that actual portion of it. However you guys want to do this. I don't
we just swing it.
Seat of your pants. Okay, then that's fine. We'll do that. So already we've made some pretty big improvements. I mean, the artwork is fantastic and amazing and beautiful by Lucas Court.
Wait. Are you trying to say like my artwork on that black book is not good?
It's unbelievable.
Wow. I love this, buddy. This is
Thank
one
you.
of my favorite covers.
Okay, I was just saying you said massive improvements and then you went straight to the cover art. Like, this is the best.
Well, because I was looking at the cover.
Don't let him gaslight you, man. Don't let him do it.
Anyway, boy, now I don't even know where to go from here. I've already stepped in it.
I was joking. Calm down.
I know. Okay,
this warms my heart.
So yeah, and this is 400 or so pages, this particular book, and there are going to be 4 of them. They're not going to be 400 pages each, but they're split into 4 books. So we've got a lot more content in this one because, of course, this is an entire campaign. So we're doing the 2 ribbons this time, which look at that. It's a double improvement over the first one, if you understand what I'm saying. And then, but I think that the most fun to show off is the special edition, because I think that was a big learning lesson too, was the special edition for Unnatural Selection is cool.
Don't taunt us with the thing we cannot buy.
Right. This one is pretty neat. It's special. It's different color, different art on the cover, a different logo on the back and a gold ribbon, but I think that way more cool was to go even further over the top with it. We've got the gilded golden page edges. We've got the metal corner pieces. We have, ridges. I don't know if you can see it in this, but these are kind of small. We want thicker, bigger ridges on the spine than this. The gold foil, this is the medieval marginalia style artwork on the front. And then we've added a 1 color element because, OSR is usually just black and white. So we've added a 1 color element, which is red in this particular case. And so we're even going to make that 1 color element match the cover color. So, we're doing some cool stuff this next time. And like I said, this manufacturer makes that really easy because we can just iterate quickly on ideas and
That looks spectacular.
Yeah.
You know, Mike and I are both the big book nerds, right? And I'm probably the bigger, but stop. I'm just going to pass out. That's astounding. Look at that. That's just great.
Nobody's going to say you guys didn't do a great job in presentation at all. Your material.
Thank you. And that has been very important, I think. And you know, the Shadow Dark community are amazing, and they have the expectations of what they want because they love Shadow Dark, not just because of the amazing work that was done on it that as its foundation as a gameplay experience, but also even the presentation of Shadow Dark, the page layouts and the precise wording and everything, really amazing and important. And so it's been fun to try to adhere to that ethos and give them what they want.
Well, and I think that's part of the allure of Shadow Dark is that Kelsey just didn't compromise. That not only is it an unbelievably solid game, but the presentation is just an absolute home run. And what's very interesting to me from going to conventions is that products that understand this, products that really try to go that extra mile and deliver something that's going to resonate in the community, we see it all the time. These are projects that do very well, they fund and so on and so forth. And the fly-by-night, like, we made it at Kinko's crowd, just they struggle. They really struggle. And it's because the expectation, the bar is so solidly, firmly planted. And
it's got easier to raise that bar too. And that's the great part. It's gotten easier to make quality products like this if you want to do it.
Yeah, it is. It's still a lot of effort and work, and everything takes longer when you decide to do that. But it is interesting because there are so many people that go, yeah, we'll just have it printed on demand at Drive-Thru RPG. And that saves them tons of time and effort and everything, but it also loses them lots of followers and backers because they want to back a cool product.
Yes.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than back at a Kickstarter that looks awesome and you get it, and you're right, Zane. It's just POD, and you're like, okay, well, through it. Okay, goes to the shelf. Maybe I'll pull it off. I don't know.
This is just personal preference. I do prefer when somebody does not do print on demand. I think one, and this is for everybody learning this, like, you will probably make more money if you don't do print on demand because you'll get more people to back you because they know that they're getting something that is, I mean, I don't know why, but it's
curated, right? It's curated.
Right.
Like they're measuring it. They're making sure that it is as a good quality as possible, as opposed to just, I'm sure it'll print fine.
Yeah.
But I personally prefer to back people who are getting you that physical copy that is not printed on demand. That's just my preference. No knock on anybody who does that, though.
Sometimes you got, if you're trying to save a few bucks and you're just starting out, I mean, that's, that's just the way people go. But yeah, you need to aspire to something better, definitely.
And I think it's fair to say that print on demand, that's a great step between what you guys have successfully gotten across the finish line and I don't have anything physical to sell. We all, the baby, look at that baby. I think we have all gotten to a point where there's a little bit of PDF fatigue. You end up with a lot of PDFs and trying to keep your library sorted and so on and so forth. So I can think of a couple of publishers that do use print on demand, and okay, I understand it and I understand why. They can't keep inventory, et cetera. But yes, right. When you can actually hold this in your hand, it's not a print on demand product. It's something that the time and the labor and the love and the meticulous crafting choices go into. Again, I think this is something that really resonates. Sorry, go ahead.
I kind of want to have some fun with this discussion for a moment, because if you think about it, what are the major expenses in actually creating something like this? It's generally the artwork, and you're paying an artist one way or the other. You're paying an artist to create something for you if it's print on demand, and you're paying an artist if you're going to actually curate and print it yourself and deliver it. So, I don't know if there is a benefit to actual print on demand other than getting it done fast and moving on to the next thing, because we can't sit around and make our next product as quickly as when we're working with a manufacturer, making sure it's good, making sure it's the way we want it, answering all their questions, providing all this information, so forth. So, you know, maybe that's really the main difference.
I want to fight for just a second.
Good,
I want to
good.
argue,
Yeah, I want to
right?
hear.
And so I want to say something, right? Which is that yes, art is certainly a factored cost, right? Like, you know how much you want to sort of average for paying for a full page or a half page or a quarter panel and so on. You know, totally understand that. But the thing that I think a lot of creators don't really understand is that the most expensive part is your time. That the amount of time that you sweat equity into a product, and I'm not saying that you're discounting that, but I think the problem on the other side, you know, the people who actually buy products, I think we have a lot of people who are spoiled in our audience who don't appreciate how much time goes into lovingly crafting something um, like I'm going to mispronounce it, Druskara, or any of these other, like, when you see these amazing projects, I go through these and it's just, you know, I turn the pages sometimes and I just think about the hundreds of hours, thousands of hours that went into getting this project across the finish line. And when you then hear some reedy voiced bastard at a con saying, well, I would pay $20 for that. And I just want to beat them with a croquet mallet because I just can't stand that. I find that really offensive. And so, yes, art is a big cost, but the time you put into this, don't ever discount that, because really and truly, that's how you created something that resonated with the community. So, and I really praise you for that.
Well, thank you. And right on. It's very important to say something like that. And if somebody is doing this on their side job, right, they have to work their full-time job and try to do all this. That's crazy. I mean, this is our full-time job. I mean, I have a small other company, but this has really become our full-time job. And so we're able to dedicate as much time as we are into this to make it happen. And it's funny because you're talking about the sweat equity. Bunny will tell you the last month, all I've been doing is learning After Effects and creating aspects of our Kickstarter, or I always say that, our backer kit launch video. And
we never leave the house.
All I'm doing is that.
I just like that you're talking, and meanwhile, Bunny is like in our chat just knocking replies out. Right? She's all just very crafty. I like this. This is two different conversations at two different levels. I'm really enjoying this.
So we'll talk. Let's talk a little bit about what's actually in. Is it Druskara? Is that how you pronounce it? Druskara?
Yeah, I say Druskara.
Druskara. But I wanted to narrow in on a subject that I thought was really interesting. I thought you guys handled really well, and that's the fact that you know, due to the issues that you brought up, you know, you were a little late in shipping, and I kept track of this from afar. You know, I would see the updates and see you guys post, and there was some people that got a little spicy, you know, as time went on, and I thought you guys did a really good job of handling it. And that's something that there's no classes in that. They don't teach you, you know, how to deal with customers that are antsy, because
we also got spicy though, but not at them. We got spicy at the manufacturers. I mean, they literally would not talk to us for months. Like, there'd be maybe a couple weeks, and then they'd talk to us one thing, and then it'd be a month. They wouldn't talk to us, and then they'd say something to us, and we'd be in contact, and then bam, a month would go by. It's like, why? Like, what is this? This is why we're never going. We told them, you lost us. You lost us.
No, that's perfectly, you know, reasonable. I mean, you know, you took a shot with them, that they screwed it up, and we're going to move on. But I just want to say, I really did think you guys did a good job of dealing with that without just going full ape shit on.
I mean, I probably cried.
Or disappearing. Some people just disappear when this happens, and we've all seen this.
Though, not gonna lie, like, only because, like, this is our, I want to say, our baby, and it's like, I want people to be happy, and it's very upsetting when someone's unhappy. So I blame myself when that happens. But, you know, yeah, I think we did really well. Also,
you did really well. You're very good at responding to the people. That's why I was pointing at you there. Like, you did most of that work, and I was helpful, appreciative of how helpful you were with that. Definitely.
I mean, engaging is the best thing, and we talk about this all the time, Jim and Eric and I. The worst thing you can do is just to disappear. That's the worst thing you can do. Engaging in any form whatsoever, even if it's just to get on and say we're sorry, we're late, and we know we're late, and we're going to get this done. That is always going to win you points.
And transparency, hands down, just saying, listen, we have reached out to our. You keep saying manufacturer, and I know what you. I always hear printer, but you're saying manufacturer, and you could just say we've gone weeks without contact, and it's just as frustrating for us. I've seen a lot of Kickstarters where the trouble begins when there is a lack of communication.
Yeah,
and that transparency is what. That transparency and honesty in the process is what will keep you from creating people who are just toxic, absolutely toxic. And don't get me wrong, there's certainly an aspect of entitlement with backers. They feel like because they gave you they gave you $20 or $50 or $150 or whatever, there's certainly some people on the farthest end of that who think that justifies or allows them to sort of berate you and so on and so forth. And it's really difficult because you end up taking it on the chin. You don't want to burn them as a customer. You want to make them happy. You understand that they've just taken it too far, but it's tough. It is really, really tough.
Well, at this point, I mean, look, I waited 7 or 8 years from Memorial too. If I can wait that long, I'm just, I have so much stuff on my shelves. I mean, it's not going to kill me. I have to wait a little while for a book. Oh darn! I had this book play. I'll wait because, like I said, Memorial Tomb was that was a study in patience.
I can't go wide angle. I'll cry.
Well, one of the things too is that people have been burned, right?
Yeah,
and so they're quick to go, uh-oh, is this going to be another one of those? And that was our first product. So I understand and understood that's how some people are going to react. Others are very patient and very understanding and very supportive. And then you'd see those wonderful people commenting on the people who were being crabby, right? And they would come in and say, oh no, it's fine. They got this going on. They got this, they defend us. So it's kind of awesome to see who loves you. And so my hope is that even on this one now, hey, we've delivered a successful product. We're very dedicated to this. So maybe we won't have as many, maybe.
Well, hold on. This time around, we're going to overestimate. I can't talk. We are going to overestimate the amount of time that it's going to take us because if we're early, yay.
Yeah.
If we're delayed, uh-oh.
You built in that buffer.
Under promise, over deliver.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. Well, I mean, it's not like you guys. I mean, I saw you guys at cons and stuff, and I said, so. I mean, it's not like you guys disappeared. That like I said, that's our main issue with some creators, Jim and Eric and I, is when they just ghost everybody. But you guys were at cons, and I mean, it wasn't like anybody that was tuned into the industry knew you guys were around. So I understood, like I said, I just never understand people just get really absolutely bent out of shape, because look, there's other things out there that'll occupy your time. I mean, as great as Unnatural Selection is, I mean, if that's the only thing you're waiting for all year, and you need to get out and get a life, man. There's other things out there you can.
No, you don't. You have to wait for Unnatural Selection. That's everything.
No,
I
don't blame them for it though. They just want the thingy that we made, and it is an awesome thingy. So
now, have you in sort of learning the way that you've gone, have you started connecting with other manufacturers? Because one of the things that came up in the chat was talking about warehousing, and there are predatory warehouses out there that are just going to start increasing your fees until the point where they say, just let us have your stock. We're just going to keep your inventory.
I haven't had that problem yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's the worst.
Okay. So the warehouse thing, we have a storage facility. I think it's like $100 a month.
Right.
Or something. And it's up to like a certain amount of product. I think we're almost out of our product there. So I don't even know what we're paying now, but we are looking at having warehouses in the EU, but we haven't looked into that yet. It's just we're trying to cut costs and fees for backers that are not
European backers.
Yeah, I would really beg of you to talk to, there's a whole wonderful middle tier of publishers to talk to about their experiences. Um, one of the best things you can do is ask your peers what are their experiences, right?
Mhm.
I know for a fact nobody will admit that it exists, but there are at least 30 to 40 manufacturers who have a no-go printers list. People in Asia that you can print with that you're okay with, the ones to avoid. There are some in North America,
Interesting.
and the best part of this industry is that people are willing to talk about that. People are willing to give you the heads up of what to avoid and what not to avoid, and really and truly ask everyone, because the 1 out of 10 that might give you some guff or I'm not going to tell you, 9 times out of 10 people will be glad to say, oh, listen, don't go with XYZ. You'll go into limbo.
I think we've kind of had that when we were at Page this year. We kind of had that. We were with a manufacturer, and then, well, I think our representative left the company, and we were handed to another representative, and then that person left the company 2 days later, and it's like, what is happening? This company must not be okay. And then we were handed off to 2 more people, and I'm just like,
that's
no.
a warning. That's a big warning when you've got staff turnover that crazy.
Red flag.
Yeah.
I mean, we stuck with them for a little bit, but then they just were being unreasonable for some reason, and because they kept switching up, like, because we wanted to get our products, we wanted to see our products in our face, and they kept switching up like what we were getting. It's like, no, we agreed upon this. We want a refund, like, and we eventually got the refund, but it took like we were literally pulling teeth out to try and It was kind of nuts. So we're not going with them. We did find, like I said, we found a really good person. Hopefully a really good team, and we'll learn if they will be our forever people after this one.
But they were recommended. So using what you were just saying, Jim, they were recommended by another publisher. The guys who did the Rose Dragons.
It's
like I don't remember their name.
I can't remember right now, but anyway,
Floral Dragons.
Floral Dragons, yeah.
Yep.
They recommended a company, and they've turned out to be fantastic. So, we're kind of using that recommendation. You just got to find them and talk to them.
Yeah.
So you guys, I remember when you guys came on a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Gosh, it's been that long. It has been a long time. You didn't go with Kickstarter. You went with BackerKit. And we talked a little bit about the differences between what Kickstarter and BackerKit. How did you feel like your experience was using BackerKit instead of Kickstarter?
Great. Amazing.
Wow.
I no regrets. I would never go to Kickstarter personally unless they
Oh, wow.
give us money to or something. I don't know. But we really like BackerKit. We really have a great relationship with some of the people there, maybe we have like a whole slew of people that we can talk to, but there are definitely 2 people that we prefer to speak to and that get back to us almost immediately, if not the next day. Like, and we can get on calls with them. I mean, they really can hold your hand if you request it, basically. And
yes.
I don't think Kickstarter offers that. I don't think they really have teams. Like, I don't know. I've never heard of anybody talking to anybody at Kickstarter. I think they just kind of are like, here you go to the wolves, go blah. It's all about you. You do it. BackerKit wants you to succeed because they'll make money off of you. I mean,
right.
They both make money off of you, but what has happened with Kickstarter is they're the 800-pound gorilla, and they know that there's a certain amount of eyeballs that's a higher percentage of what they're going to deliver versus some of the other sources like BackerKit. And so they try to sort of use that. You're going to get more eyeballs on your project than you will with somebody else. But what I think you'll find, and I've heard this about BackerKit many times, is the BackerKit is far more willing to work with companies about, you want a short crowdfunding schedule, that's fine. You want to end it at a specific time, that's great. Not sure how to even get started, we've got people here to help you. And I think you're going to hear time and time again, they are much more customer service friendly for creators than Kickstarter has been. I think Kickstarter was originally, but now Kickstarter is just, people are knocking the door down to come to us. We don't necessarily have to be a value add.
You don't have to change anything if you're Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree. and that's tough. It's really, really tough. But
So let's look at your project here. Let us. Oh, so what are you excited about in the new? I mean, just as Jim always says, give us the elevator pitch for Druskara. Give us. I'm a guy. I wanted to play. I like to play Shadow Dark. I know nothing about this project. What's your elevator pitch on this?
Well, the first thought, as you described I'm a guy who likes to play Shadow Dark. Other than Western Reaches, then this is the only full campaign available at this moment, like full giant massive campaign, and it's going to be 1,000 pages. So there's a lot of content. But other than that, this is a situation where it's been cloudy for a long time, for years. No one understands why. The Shadow Dark has started to invade the landscape. Everybody's on edge because it's been cloudy, which is, I just recently, by the way, learned that this is a Morkborg thing, and I didn't even realize that. but anyway, therefore food is scarce. Monsters and strange creatures are coming up on land. But there's another aspect to this, that is, there are 7 core crystals that are essential to the survival of this world. And those crystals are possessed by different entities, and those entities are making decisions, and they are changing the world. So you can go out and decide to get involved, try to get one of those crystals away from this power source, to try to get it away from this particular faction. And so there's a lot of faction intrigue as a result. There's all these different groups that are vying for power, that are vying for survivability. And so you can get involved, or you can choose to just go on your dungeon adventures and you don't care at all what's going on. But there is a realm evolution system that will dictate changes to the realm as you progress. So one day there might be an army marching across the landscape that you're trying to dungeon delve into, and now what's going on there. Do we need to get involved in this? Do we need to hide from this? Why is this happening? And that might draw you out of the dungeon and go investigate and see what else is going on in this vast world.
Pretty
so that's
cool.
kind of my elevator pitch.
No, I love that. I love the idea of the Shadow Dark bubbling out of the ground. And
does it support hex crawl play? Is this more of a go to point A to point B to point C, or I mean, what kind of play you're looking at here when you?
Yeah, it's a little bit more of the point A to point B. It's more of that kind of traditional way that you see a lot, and the map is somewhat known, right? It's not just blind exploration. So your characters would already know, oh, that's the Shining City, oh, that's Iron Oak, and that's Borfrost. So our characters know a little tidbit about each of those. And so there's even a zine that comes with. It'll just not be very many pages, but it'll be large enough for you to go, oh, you guys want to go to Borfrost? What do we know about Borfrost? You just look it up, get, a paragraph about that and go, okay, yeah, that seems like a good place that we might want to go. Or no, that's the last place we want to. I don't want to go out in the freezing, whatever. So more like that, I think, is the answer to your question.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily on rails either. You don't have to go from point A to point B. You can go from point A to point E or whatever you want to go to.
Most certainly.
It's a sandbox. It's a big open sandbox.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the fun part about the evolution system, is that in one play campaign, the big bad guy might be Bored, and another one, the big bad guy might be Hellsvorn, the Frost Giant King. So you never know how it's all going to go. And again, little decisions that you make at the beginning can have a huge impact at the end, because maybe you inadvertently topple somebody, and so that ends up in a very different ruler or a very different big bad guy at the end because of your early involvement. And that's really fun for the players to be able to experience and realize that they actually had an impact on that. And the other thing, this thing I've been testing for 4 years. We've been playing in it with 3 different groups, sometimes 4, all in the same world. So they are also influencing the things that are happening. And so that's even given me great ideas on how to do the evolution chart, because, hey, this group did this weird thing. I want to put that into the possibilities for you to randomly roll and see that that's what happens. But it's also set up so that if you wanted to do a multiple party adventure all in the same world, there's multiple starting locations with interesting backstories as to why they're starting in that location. So lots and lots of possibilities with this.
And so have you incorporated any kind of your take on some of Shadow Dark's specific rules? Do you have setting specific rules that you think resonate with people? I mean, obviously there's the torchlight mechanic and how spells work, but what makes your setting unique and how it integrates with Shadow Dark?
Well, that's kind of the thing, is that I didn't really want to add a bunch of rules. However, there are aspects to it, like we've got carousing charts for every specific location, and we can use carousing as a method to communicate lore. It's a great opportunity to use what already exists in Shadow Dark in a way that is conducive to storytelling.
Right.
Instead of it just being, okay, well, you're going to make a bard ally. This is, oh, you learn this critical piece of information about the stone people on this particular island that you need to go to because you had this conversation in your carousing chart with this one individual. So that makes it kind of fun in that way. The other thing is, yeah, there are additional elements like blood magic, for instance. So blood magic is for a chaotic mage, they can sacrifice an animal. They can kill something at the moment that they cast a spell, and now they're automatically going to succeed, or they're automatically going to crit succeed, depending on the situation. So adding to what already exists in Shadow Dark is what I wanted to do, as opposed to saying, hey, I'm going to rewrite these rules, or I'm going to try to make this work differently, because the ethos of Shadow Dark is critically important to this.
No, it makes perfect sense. I think sometimes in an effort to be a part of something, people will reinvent the wheel unnecessarily, and I think that's really tough. Now, the art, I've seen the snippets of the art. Eric, we can't bring up the product page. Sorry.
Yeah, there's been some restream issues. Let's see if I can bring up. I couldn't give Zane a full the full screen before, but let's see.
Now you have got the launch page on BackerKit, and it's got a countdown, so we're 12 days away. And you can reserve a spot in line for $1, which I did. Congratulations. You got me to spend $1 during the show, so
thank you.
I got your dollar.
You got my dollar. So ooh, look at that. Very nice. Very nice. Now, how soon are you going to be reprinting Druskara's original book?
You mean Unnatural Selection?
Yes.
We are still discussing whether or not we're going to have it available on this BackerKit campaign. We might reprint it with Druskara. However, I don't know. I mean, it is the book that made us known, and it's kind of hard to say goodbye to that. But we might also update it to, resemble with like a new cover maybe, or something, to maybe not to resemble the other books, because we have a little bit of a style that we are updating within the Druskara books to help make us stand out just a little bit more than we did previously, because we looked almost exactly like the Arcane Libraries, and we really want our own footprint. We really want to make our own mark, so that's what we're kind of leaning towards with this one, while also still looking Shadow Dark.
You need to put an entry in your store. I was poking around the store while you were talking. You need to put a no-cost entry in the store so that somebody can say, I'd like to get a copy of Unnatural Selection, so that you can start getting an idea or a sense of, you might
like
get one a day, you might get
That'd
two
be
a day,
actually
et cetera, et cetera.
Well, so the other thing that we did with Druskara is the Unnatural Selection has been folded into these books.
Gotcha.
So the classes, for instance, from Unnatural Selection are in spells and specialties for Druskara. The monsters in Unnatural Selection are in Fangs and Fortune of Druskara. So in a way, and they're going to be expanded and improved upon. Any little minor rule changes that we discovered after we printed it are incorporated in that. So in that way, you are getting unnatural selection when you get Druskara.
Gotcha. Okay, my bad. Apologies. But
well, it's interesting because if you think about it, and you guys pulled up the book originally with this particular cover, it's pretty well known, and so there's definitely this sense of, hey, I want to get that book. Hey, what are you talking about? That book's out of print. Wait a minute, like I want that. How do I get that? So we still do kind of want to have that available in some way. We just haven't figured out exactly how we want to do it yet.
Well, maybe what you think about is going a paperback route. That there's such a hard declination between the original hardcover and then the you wanted a copy, okie doke, here you go. But we're not doing another hardcover. We're not doing another hardcover version.
That's an interesting idea I hadn't thought of.
Yeah, it's an easy way.
So guys, I'm looking at this. I'm seeing a lot of stuff here, which gets me all excited. My heart goes pitter patter here to look at all these goodies. What all are we looking at here? Because this looks like a lot of really kick-ass stuff here.
All right, so you see at the top there we have our Dungeon Master screen, which we also have a sample of that, and it's beautiful, and we can look at that in a minute. We have our 4-book series you can see there to the right, and then to the left, of course, is the slip cover. Then we have in that black book with the kind of geometric pattern on the cover, that's your log book for keeping track of all of your evolution stuff. So there's going to be check boxes and in ways to easily make it easy to keep track of all the cool stuff. Then off to the right there you see the 4 little zines. Those are those player zines where they can look up and say, okay, this is Boarfrost, and this is what we know about Boarfrost. Then, of course, we have our cloth map. You got to have a cloth map. Then we have the cards. These main big cards that you're seeing there are city cards. So when they arrive at Boarfrost, you can hand them the Boarfrost card, and they can open it up, and they can kind of see, hey, these are some of the places we could go if we wanted to go check those out. Very cool.
Very good idea.
Got some art associated with it and so forth. So that way you don't go, is there a tavern? No, it's right there. You can look at it and go, oh, I want to go to the Frosty Tooth Tavern, and let's check out that. And then we have metal coins for luck tokens. So we have our metal challenge coins, and we got 2 different versions of that. And Jim, was it Jim? Yeah, Jim, you signed up to get the gold one. That was your $1 spent, well spent, to get the gold luck token. And there's also a silver luck token set that we'll have available. So lots of cool stuff.
I am all 100% in because, like I said, I am a sucker for all kinds of cool shit.
Tell me of your tchotchkes. Tell me of your tchotchkes.
Oh yeah, because my heart just goes pitter patter. I get
That's
excited.
awesome.
It's very cool.
It's great.
So,
and it's been fun because, and maybe this is why we say manufacturing, Jim, as opposed to printing, because of all the extra pieces. Like we've worked with 2 different manufacturers that actually do board games, right? And so that might be why they call themselves manufacturers as opposed to printers, because they're doing that. I don't know, just a thought.
No, I'm always fascinated. Now when I see something like this, I take a gasp of shock, because it is such an ambitious product. You've got 4 different hardcovers, you've got the tokens, you've got the cloth map, you've got the cards, you've got all of this, and it all has to come together, right? I'm looking at this and I'm seeing all the different components. And then of course you have to have assemblage and so on and so forth. And I respect ambition. I really, really do. I think you've been through one set of hurdles, finding the right partner to bring this along and so on and so forth. I think you just have to be so meticulously careful when you execute on these. But this is the stuff people love. I don't know, maybe Eric, if you can bring up the link to the backer kit page. I followed the link that Eric has at the bottom, tenkars-tavern.games/Druskara. And it takes you to where you can sign up. And and the number of people that are there, or the number of people who've signed up, is a great. You're over 2,000. I want to say it's
2,700. It's quite a
2,700.
it's a pretty good amount.
That's a
great.
fabulous. I mean,
Yeah.
how many people backed your first project? That was
Yeah, we were right around the 2,000 mark on the first one, and
that's huge. You've already got your growth.
Right. Well, and what's interesting is that there are two ways to sign up. There's the way that you were just talking about, and then the way that was just on the screen here. That's through a totally different channel.
Right.
And that other one has also almost 3,000 people signed up.
Wow.
You're going to have a barn burner when this launches. You absolutely are going to have a barn burner when this launches. You should have a bottle of champagne ready. Because
you're going to have a launching party, right? I mean, you guys are going to have a good old-fashioned launching party.
Yeah, that's the idea, and you guys are invited. So if you guys want to have us on or whatever, we're going to try to do a podcast marathon on the day of launch. So if you guys want to,
that's just crazy. That's just going to be awesome.
So let's say I'm looking at this and I'm going, man, I wish I wasn't already running a long campaign that's going to probably be another 2 or 3 years. But if I was just starting out and I say, I want to run this campaign and I want my group to get all 7 crystals and this, that. And let's say we play once every 2 weeks. How much playing time am I looking here? How long am I looking to complete this?
I guess it depends on the speed at which how about this? The urgency by which your players go through adventures, because I don't know about you, but my guys love to goof off and do silly side quests all the time. It's going to take a long time, and that's what's wonderful about it. I mean, they're into it and they know it so well. Like, you can watch us play live every Thursday night. One of the groups is the original group, actually, that we stream on the Dungeon Damsel YouTube channel. And they know this world so well. They know everything that's going on because they've been doing it for years. And to them, they don't show any signs of tiring out on it. Like, they want to get the next crystal. They want to figure out the next thing. I don't know. It depends on the individual or the individual groups.
Well, it looks like it would it'd be a big time filler, which is great. I love campaigns like that. I'm a big fan of mega dungeons. To me, the definition of mega dungeon is a dungeon that can't be finished. In other words, you can adventure in it for an entire campaign, and when the campaign breaks up, you're like, you know what? We still didn't go to level 4 or level 8.
Right.
I love that kind of stuff. So this strikes me as the same kind of thing. Like, you could do a lot of adventuring in there, and you're like, well, you know what? We've been doing this for a couple of years, and there's a few crystals we never really bothered to collect and take care of. So.
Well, Bad Mike, I think what you need to do is get another group,
and
then you can start this. That's what I think.
Excellent segue. Well played. Well played.
It's never going to happen. We're lucky to play once. We play once a month, and we're lucky to do that. I mean, and I always say this. I always looked at it as like, when I get older, it's going to be so great. I'm going to have so much time to play D&D, especially when I get to be about 60. Because you're not doing anything when you're that old. You're not doing anything. You're just sitting around. You're wasting time. And we're going to play D&D all the time. Nope. I'm busier now than I've ever been. And we have to squeeze that once a month in very carefully just to get a once a month in. I wish I could play more, but man, there are so many time sucks the older you get.
Yeah, and we do this. We do this so that I've got, like I said, 3 games running simultaneously in the world. So it's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday nights are our game nights.
So now, how did you land on Dungeon Damsel? There's got to be a story.
It's not. I mean, okay, it's a very easy story. I had a miniature business where I was painting miniatures and customizing miniatures back in the day, and I used that for my own personal thing. But then, I kind of fell off the face of the earth with that kind of thing for personal reasons. But also, I met Zane, and he came in a white van and literally stole me away.
Okay, so now I'm
Another
curious,
story.
Zane, did you
Well,
just
I know it's a whole other story, but this is all about why it's Dungeon Damsel. And I mean, I already had some minimal amount of presence as Dungeon Damsel. So when we worked together to make Druskara, or not Druskara, Unnatural Selection, I was just like, we can just use Dungeon Damsel for now. And then we never stopped using it.
Hey,
I liked
lady.
it. I think
Hey,
it's
lady,
perfect.
I got a bits box in the back of the panel van. You got to take a look at it.
Yep.
That was
Yeah,
awesome.
it got a little bit of a Snickers bar. You want something to eat back
No,
there?
no.
No,
Anybody
you
who's
would only be able to
miniatures
tempt me with
work.
healthy food like fruit. If you tempted me with fruit, I would jump in the van. Yes. Be like, ooh, look at this pineapple. Okay.
That looks delicious.
It's
I'll eat it.
pre-cut. Unfortunately.
So
Oh yeah, that
easy.
is a big pain in the butt. I mean, I love cutting my own pineapple.
You're
but
right.
yeah.
If somebody presents me a bowl of already cut up pineapple, man, that's like a special treat.
Darn.
You know,
Yeah.
it's somebody else did the work for you. There you go. That's what it comes down to.
Wow. That's just great. I love that. So
yeah,
it
it's a cool
launches
name.
March
We like it.
12th. And how long are you going to run the
10th.
campaign for? Are you just doing a week? I'm
10th.
sorry, March 10th. Apologies.
Yeah.
So
can't
how
believe-
long will the campaign run? 30 days?
I don't know yet.
Oh yeah, that's right. We've got to nail that down.
We are we are like up to the gun. Like we will probably be going up until we're like flying over the edge, trying to perfect this thing, trying to figure it out. Because we want to make sure that we do the right amount of time. 30 days is very standard. So is 28, which is very random. But we still want to do more research to see how long we should have it for. We're still talking with BackerKit. We're gonna ask them like, hey, what do you think? And they'll probably give us
But somewhere around there.
somewhere around there.
So couple of questions about the project. So what, if anything, changed through playtesting? What did you have like, okay, this is going to be this, and this is what we plan, and then playtesting, you said, I think we're going to go in a different direction with this. Was there anything that changed because of
There wasn't any particular. I mean,
Oh.
for me, there was like, okay, I'm playtesting some of the characters. I'm playtesting some of the, what are they? The ancestries, and playtesting the classes. Sorry, it took me a while. I don't know what happened. And I was like, okay, well, this spell is stupid, or this is boring. Let's do this. Or like while I'm playing it, I will come up with things. I'll be like, hey, let's add this in. Let's try to do this. I mean, that's pretty. We're shaping. Oh, and as we play, like I'll be like, hey, wouldn't this be cool if we had a class that did this? So we're inventing as we are playtesting, as well as being like, that's not fun enough. Let's make it even more fun. At least for me, because he won't tell me all the secrets. Because I am playtesting in the world only sometimes.
Yeah, she knows a lot. She knows a lot, but I do try to keep a little bit of surprise for the table so that she can be like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't see that coming."
I just love that you don't share everything with the person helping you make the product. That's what I really enjoy, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We're married, but you're not on a need to know. I mean, I've heard of compartmentalization, Zane, but that's off the hook, my friend.
Yeah. Well, but she's got to discover it herself in the game, right? And then she gives me feedback on that because she discovers it during gameplay as opposed to when we're sitting around chatting. But there's a lot of it that she came up with.
It's true. I did come up with a lot of stuff. I'll be like, hey, so what do you have planned with this? I'll be like, no, because he'll tell me, and I'll be like, nah, let's make it this way. This is what should happen. And then even though we're playing, I have NPCs that have almost reached level 10. Like I have a Grave Warden who's going to end up probably being a big baddie in Druskara, which is amazing. So if you play your cards right or wrong, whichever way you want to view that, she will probably try to kill you. So that's also fun.
Point. That's the whole point of playtesting, is that your characters become awful NPCs to terrorize other players.
Right.
Tenzer, Melf, all these famous names. Yes.
So another thing that I wanted to answer that original question with, which is how often do we make changes to it. You know, she's very, as you can tell, very harsh. She'll just say, "This is dumb," and then I'll go, "Okay, I guess I can change that."
There's no room for feelings
hold
here.
on.
There's no feelings.
It makes for way more amazing product, because if I don't like it, he's like, "Oh shit," and then it's like, "Oh, he'll make it better. We'll work on together to make it better," and then it's like he'll be like, "Huh, this is actually amazing."
Yeah, yep. But the other thing is, I would say the actual, say, like cities or NPCs, or the way that the artifacts work, a lot of that stuff is coming up with it maybe on the fly, and then it becomes lore, right? You know, somebody will try something that I hadn't thought of with a particular magic item, and I'll go, "Oh, well, yeah, that's a really good idea." And so now it's part of the book. So that's the fun part. Is it the play test and the creation has been happening simultaneously. And when you have 3 different groups with 3 different groups of people that think differently from each other, then they test your stuff in different ways. And so they help me make it. And I'm more motivated when somebody's about to go to a place that I haven't flushed out yet, because I know that the next session they're going to be there. Okay, so now I'm going to put a little bit more time into that particular area and invent some brand new ideas and watch their reaction to it, and then be able to make that permanent. Or if it doesn't fly quite right, then I can make a few adjustments to it, and the book just gets better.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and this is the best thing about a collaborative process with somebody versus I'm the one guy in my office, you know, just pecking away at this, not getting a lot of feedback, or, you know, "Hey, have you really thought that through?" You know, sometimes you see that in projects. Sometimes you see where there really needed to be somebody else sort of looking over the shoulder or bouncing it off of people. The best adventures, the best settings always have had contact with other people and been, you know, "Well, have you thought about that? Have you thought about that?" Yeah. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
And then
So-
a couple of the classes came because people say, "Boy, you know what? I'd really love to be able to play something like this."
Mhm.
I'll go, "Okay, let's make it." And that becomes a thing. I'm sorry, Bad Mike, you were about to
No,
say.
it's okay. I'm just throwing out stuff because I just think it's interesting. I was going to say my next question is what sequence or monster or character or set piece in there is one you're like, okay, this is really cool. I'm really proud of this. I think it's going to be kick ass. I want to hear what happens when people run into this.
Oh man, it's just great because I'm excited about a lot of stuff, but I don't want to do any spoilers. So I'm trying to think
Just
of
say the
something.
Fae. Just say the Fae.
Well, the
That'll be
Fae,
fun. That's fun.
it's true. The Fae is very cool, and there's some aspects to it that are pretty amazing. So I kind of took my own take on the Fae. Well, you know, maybe it's a take that other people have had too, but I really like to mess with time. So if you're in the Fae forest, then one character thinks that it's morning, another character thinks that it's night, another character thinks that it's, you know, evening, and so they're all arguing with each other about when it's time
Or it's
to
only
go
been
to
an
bed.
hour or maybe a minute. Like,
Right. So, you know, that's a little sampling, but I would say that if we talk about the Fae, then my favorite environment there is Brass Oak, which is a mile wide trunk of a tree, and inside that tree is an entire civilization of clockwork elves. The clockwork elves are actually automatons with like a soul connection. Maybe an elf soul who had died is connected to each one of these automatons. And so their entire civilization is perpetual motion machines. So they are actually a physics-based magic environment. So, you know, what I really wanted to do, and she helped me a lot with this at the very, very beginning, was have these fantastical locations, to have these very interesting places that you definitely want to go, like Cape Black, which is a city underneath the ground on an underground ocean, you know, occupied by the undead that are just walking around the city. A a lizard people that live on the cliff face, and they live in caves, and nobody can traverse that because it's just straight up, and they can just climb the walls. Places like that where the players go there and they go, how the heck are we going to do anything with this? That adds a lot of fun.
Well, it forces them to think outside of the box. It's not what they're used to. It's not fancy and magic. It's not yes, all that you're forcing the players to grow whether they want to or not, frankly. And sometimes that's when the best changes can happen. I like that.
Right.
I like that a lot.
Borfrost is a city of frost giants in the north, that there is a massive chain that connects Borfrost, the city, to the heavens. And everybody knows that exists, but nobody knows why. So there's one I can give you without giving you a spoiler.
Okay.
Ooh, I like that.
So what? This is obviously looking way ahead in the game, and if you don't have an answer, I understand. So what's next after this you get this out, it's all done, you shipped it all out.
We have a what's next. We just can't tell you.
Oh, come on, man! You guys are.
We can't. We haven't even made the mock-ups yet. We were gonna announce it during the backer kit.
Okay. Well, you are gonna announce it. Okay, we'll get.
Can we announce it? Are we allowed to announce this?
We're going to do that right now. We're going to do it on Tenkar's Tavern.
Wow.
There's a lot of people watching. There's a lot of people.
Maybe we could. We do have a piece of artwork for it.
May or may not be the cover.
I've got a bag of candy. I've got $40 worth of candy here.
You know what? You got to do a lot better than that.
I've got candy.
Wait. Here, I've got the bribe. I have unreleased miniatures.
I want miniatures.
Oh.
Do any female and or have boobs?
Whoa.
I think that is a safe thing to say. Yes. You can't conceive of
I did not know how to say that.
I have so
like
many
miniatures.
miniatures. I have an appalling amount of miniatures. If you die when you paint your last miniature, I'm immortal to a factor of 7.
His origin story is he worked for
some company.
Yeah, a company that does miniatures for a while, and I worked for a music company for 8 years, and I have an appalling amount of CDs. I have several thousand CDs because you start accumulating what you work with, and after a while, you're wondering why you're even getting paid because you're just trading your payment for material. I'm sure Jim went through the same thing, and it's like, oh. I made so much, but I just took home this many miniatures. Oh, that's weird.
Staff discount where you get to buy them by weight.
Oh God, I would end up with so many miniatures if that happened to me. Like at convention, at Page, there were beautiful 3D printed miniatures that some people did actually craft.
Oh God, the cat got her.
Cat took her out.
I don't know what happened. Oh, she's back.
My cat is not following me. I'm very worried and suspicious.
Bunny to snort.
I flung my microphone like at myself, and it slammed into my keyboard, and it turned off my whatever. I don't know why I did that, but
I was waiting for Zane to go. Tish, what happened?
Sorry. What was I saying? Oh, at Page,
miniatures.
There were people that were making miniatures, that some of them that they actually created themselves, but they were selling them for some of them were like $5, and they were like gorgeous. Yeah. They were gorgeous resin printed miniatures. So I was like, well, and I bought too many.
That's
okay.
It always seems like a good idea. It always seems like a good idea. And then you're sitting here, like I am, 30 years later, and you have a tackle box with 4 layers of unpainted lead minis that I've finally realized they are not going to be painted.
I have a smaller one that's like that.
It's never going to happen. Not going to happen.
I probably have.
I can't help but collect miniatures. They're gorgeous. I
got like 40 pounds of miniatures within arm's reach.
Oh.
Damn.
Listen, one year you're going to be like, oh my God, I need that miniature. And you're like, I have it in one of my many 1,000 tiers of miniatures stacked on top of each other.
Here, let's open a box.
That'll be fun.
All right.
So your next project, you actually have some artwork that may or may not be the cover art. right?
What?
You said you have the next project. You may have the cover art, or it may not be the cover art, but you've got some art for it. So,
Did you put
but
the
what are
logo
you-
title on it, Zane? Yeah,
I did not put the logo title.
Oh.
we're not
Uh-oh,
ready.
he killed his mic. We've got Zane on the ropes.
We
They all
we have to make a quote
I
unquote
just sent it
mock-up,
to you.
Mm.
and then
I love how we're doing it. Look, let's just do this while we're talking to them. I sent it to you. The
Here,
I have good
here.
ADD.
Hey, Bunny. I have a kingdom death problem.
That's
Ah,
really pretty. That is really
Mm,
pretty. It looks fluffy, like clothing fluffy.
if I was gonna get into miniatures, it would have been Kingdom Death because those just have the most gorgeous miniatures ever.
Mm.
Incredible. Oh yeah, they're so beautiful. I
Ouch.
made my save versus Kingdom Death a while. I had the Kickstarter back, Jim, and it was totally back. And I sat there one day and stared at it for 2 hours until I finally clicked the button to not back because I said, "What
You
am I
missed
doing?
out.
What am I
Oh, you
doing?"
missed out.
Bye bye.
All right. So Zane has sent Eric a file.
Oh.
Is that what I understood? No. Zane is like, no.
I sent it to Bunny because
Yeah,
she's
no, I was like,
putting
I
something
didn't-
together for us real fast.
I didn't think I got a Bing.
Bunny's like, I don't know.
Mm.
So you haven't decided how long to run the campaign. Do you have a target goal for the campaign of what you'd like to see?
What do you mean? Oh, you mean
You're gonna jinx
to,
them, Jim. You're
to
gonna jinx.
make
You know what? It's fine.
Yeah.
to just to
You
make
didn't hear me say what I said, which is great.
No.
$1 million. No, I'm just kidding. 10K like our last one. That's the goal.
Gotcha.
That's the money goal.
Yeah.
I
I don't
think
think you'll have any problem. Considering how many people you have queued up, I don't think you'll have
Oh,
any
yeah.
problem whatsoever.
Well, it's more like we have like roughly 4,000.
yeah, that's what I was saying because it's two different locations.
different locations
Yeah.
with different people. Some overlap though, so because on paper it looks like we have 6K, but you have to consider the overlap, and so it kind of
Sure. Yeah. People who registered twice.
Yeah.
also that.
They don't want to
I
get
think
in
one
there.
person did.
Were you happy? I mean, I believe you made 100K last time. I'm sorry if I'm speaking.
106, It's
Yeah.
Were you happy with that? I mean, was that okay? We're happy. That's for
We
first
didn't
time.
even know that was gonna happen. We're like, if we make 20K, that'll be amazing.
That's great. Then awesome. Then yeah.
We
It's
Oh,
always
yeah.
better to be surprised than to be upset. It's always better to be
we hit
surprised.
10K in like a minute or so. I
remember
forget how
that.
long
Yeah. It
it's-
blew up.
It's
blew
on
up
there.
good.
It exploded. We did it at the right time, though. I think
Yeah.
accidentally, like we did it at the right time.
Again, that really early, quick turnaround that I was talking about. Like, how in the heck did we ever even do that? That's
Right.
totally insane.
That's just great.
I literally set up the backer kit like page probably the night before we launched, because that's just I work the best when I'm like that. Like that's just when I work the best. Like I'll get all my assets in, then I'll be like, okay, we're launching tomorrow. Let's put them all in here.
So you got your launch parties in 2 weeks. I mean, okay? So I want to attend. Where do we go? Where do we show up? Do we bring party favors? Do I have to wear clothes? I mean, how does this work?
Well,
No, you don't need pants. This is a pantless, unnecessary pant thing. You can be fully nude and nobody will know,
well,
unless you're like, I am Nikki. Ta-da!
It's so
Like,
great.
nope, no pants needed.
I
I
love
love
you
your
guys. I
invitation
love
will
you
have a
guys.
Donald Duck on it. We're Donald Ducking.
You
No
Donald
pants
Duck it.
required.
Oh my god.
This is great. No, I mean, where do I go? Where do we go? Where are we going to meet? What's going to happen here? How's this going to?
Did we talk to him about being live with us?
I did ask them kind of on camera here real quick.
Well, I
Like,
know
hey,
Eric has been hitting. Eric is trying to broadcast something every day of the week for the rest of his life. I don't know what he's
yeah.
doing. So I know Eric will be hanging out. If Eric's hanging out, I'll jump.
When
in.
we
It's a Tuesday, right?
yeah.
Tuesdays I generally don't actually broadcast anything, so that's
Do it
perfect. for
anyway.
broadcast.
Perfect for him. Yeah, that's perfect.
We're gonna have a bunch of people. We're gonna have I don't know about a bunch. I don't know who's coming a lot though. I know that we're gonna have a couple of our artists on talking live with us. We're just gonna have a lot of people probably just be live with us and talk with us while the money.
Is it going to be on YouTube or what's your format?
I mean, it's going to be on Backer Kit, but
Backer Kit. Oh, it's through Backer Kit Live. Backer Kit Live. Okay.
I mean, I think what we can do is, I actually have no idea. I don't remember because it's been a long time since I've gone live.
Well, yeah. So the idea is that people are able to simulcast onto our Dungeon Damsel channel, and then that can be put onto the Backer Kit page. So you could watch it on YouTube, or you can watch it on the Backer Kit page.
Oh, cool.
Or maybe Facebook. I don't know if we'll probably be on Facebook too. But Facebook's been giving us lots of trouble, so I don't know what's going on there. It won't let us go live, and it won't let me it won't let me make it so that it's public for some reason. It's really kind of crazy what's going on with that.
Yeah, typical Facebook.
That's trouble.
Yeah, Facebook. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited. That sounds fun. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there doesn't have to be cake, but if there was cake too, I mean,
the virtual cake.
Would you like some imaginary invisible frosting cake?
It's imaginary invisible, so just whatever. Yeah, just
it's delicious. It's whatever you want it to be. Whatever makes you pledge.
No calories. Load me up.
Get in the panel van. I swear we've got miniatures and candy. It'll be good.
It'll be fine.
Oh, someone asked us about our collaboration with Titanbound.
Oh yeah. So Titanbound launched. When did it launch? Yesterday. And we're going. Are you hearing? Are you muted? Okay. They launched yesterday, and we're going to be sharing this cool collab thing. And this is one of the things that BackerKit offers, is that if you both are on BackerKit and you launch any overlapping time, then if you pledge to Titanbound and you pledge to Druskara, then you get extra stuff. So if you've pledged to Titanbound and then you pledge to Druskara, for instance, you'll get another one of those luck tokens that's specific to a Titanbound look, which we've created. And then what he's going to do for Titanbound is if you pledge to there after pledging to Druskara, either way, I guess it doesn't really matter. Then he's going to offer kind of like an extra zine that helps you implement Titans into Druskara. So it's going to be how to have a Titan in city X, Y, and Z that are in Druskara. So it's this cool kind of collaboration thing. So to encourage people to back both.
And they're free. I mean,
yeah,
it's the only cost to you is that you have to pledge to both of our things, but you get.
But you're going to do that anyway,
and you get a free. And you get a free luck token that I just designed. We have mock-ups, but I don't know if I like them.
Something else to work on now. Oh, great.
Yes.
That's pretty good. I like
that. Chambly.
So what do you want to tell people who are sitting on the fence? What do you want to tell people that are we've talked about this for over an hour now, and we've seen people in the chats that are signing up. You're making your $1 at a time. But if they're sitting on the fence, what is it that you think you're bringing that they should just really they just need to hear this?
Well, maybe I'm overly confident, but if they're sitting on the fence, they probably aren't playing Shadow Dark all that much, maybe, right? Or so if you are a Shadow Dark fan, then there's no reason not to, because this has everything.
It's going to fit on the shelf right next to everything else.
Right.
Wow, way to just put foot in mouth.
Right. But
I wish Bunny would be. I wish Bunny was a little more demonstrative. It's killing me. She's so quiet and so reserved. It's just.
I just want to talk over him because I don't want to echo. And
it's so funny. So when I first met you guys online, I was watching Dungeon Damsel Facebook pages. I didn't even know Xane existed because he was in the background. I did. So I asked Bunny, I said, "Would you like to come on?" And he just laughed. He goes, "I'm out of here." And then I said, "Well, would you like to come on the show?" You go, "Well, I really have to come on with Xane." I'm like, "Well, who's Xane?" Xane. I'm like, "Yeah,
Xane
come on
guy.
too."
Funny though,
Yeah, sure.
I like that you didn't know.
But you were like, yeah. I need Xane. Xane needs to come on too. I'm like, okay, well, definitely. But I was like, I don't want him to harsh your buzz though. I mean, I mean, your videos are so cool that I don't, you know, maybe he's a Debbie Downer and he gets up here and then you're just like real reserved and quiet. But no, that didn't happen at all. You were not reserved and quiet with Zane around.
I'm reserved and quiet only because I kind of get nervous. I'm still like taking to the let's be live and have interviews of myself, like, me, why? You know, I'm still kind of like that. And he's very like, I love talking, blah, blah, blah. Talkie.
We are the most relaxed live stream that you're going to come on to. I mean, the pressure from us, there's no script, there's no pre-designed.
No, we're the easiest people to.
You know, it's a hex crawl.
If you struggle with this show, you should just quit.
Yeah, it's done. You're done then.
Because we're pretty easy point.
It's not you, right? It's not you. It's just getting comfortable.
Well, and more than anything else, the creative process, you make something, you pour all your time and effort into it. You decide that you want to take the big leap and you want to share it with people. And you brace yourself, right? Because you're ready for the barbs, you're ready for the torches and pitchforks.
Yeah.
And when it's not only is accepted but loved, and people are enthusiastic, and they're off to the races with it in such a big way. That's that wonderful feedback that you were afraid you weren't going to get. And then with your next project, you're like, okay, well, we've got to meet those same kinds of expectations, and there's more self-imposed pressure, but it's of a different kind. And all of this is just for the better, right? It makes you better. It forces you to grow. It's the change of I've got to deliver. I've got to create, but I've also got to deliver. And it's all part of the process, but it's tough. It is. It's very tough.
Yeah.
To get yourself out there.
And everybody's got their strengths and weaknesses. So, you know, I am not an artist and she's an amazing artist. She can actually, she's an amazing vocalist too, and singer. And she can, her voices for her characters when she plays are amazing. And she has everyone laughing at every game, every time she talks. Like, she's an amazing talent. But, you know, then she's all nervous about being in front of a camera. It's just one of those things that we all have our strengths and weaknesses. I like to talk about things that I understand really well. And if I don't understand it very well, then I'm going to clam up and I'm not going to say a dang word, but I'm going to focus on, you know, the writing aspects or whatever. So that's the other thing that's going on with everyone. And so that's the extra challenge. Okay, maybe you're really good at coming up with great ideas, but gosh, you hate to talk about your ideas. Right? Like, that can be a completely different ball game that people run away from. And who are we all? Are we a bunch of business students, or are we a bunch of nerds? And most certainly that second. Well, I think that second one, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I think it's good blending, right? You have to have something from both categories, right? You have to have some business sense. And
sure.
Eric, Mike, we're all familiar with projects that took forever to ship, and it's only because of the Herculean efforts of some good folks that even got those projects out the door or across the finish line. You know, we always talk about Troll Lord Games. You know, Steve Chenault rescued the Memorial Tomb from frankly limbo, just complete limbo. But everybody who
I love the people that work there. I love them. They're so funny. I met them at Page. I love them. Yeah, you know, Bill Barsh. The first time I met Bill Barsh, he was involved with a project that eventually shipped, but he was indirectly. It wasn't even like it was his project. But when I met him, you know, he had a full sulfurous temper over you know, somebody. I was like, this guy's supposed to be really nice. I don't understand. You know, and it's a great story. But yes.
So you guys are doing you did a lot of conventions the last couple of years. One of these days, we'd like to see you at North Texas. So,
yes,
I guess we're going to have you special guests in the next year.
You need to come to North Texas.
That would help, but
you would like it a lot. It's your type.
We really wanted to go this year, but we keep forgetting to.
Well, it's coming at a bad time for us. Like, we were trying to get signed up for it, and we also were like, are we actually going to be able to make this? So yeah, I I definitely want
we
to go.
got kind of we got so we used to be where we were at. Nobody was around us. We had nothing, and now we've got Concoction the week before us. We've got Central New York Con the week after. We've got a couple other cons at the end of June now. Egg cons in July. I mean, we used to have the summer all to ourselves. It was beautiful. Everybody could come, and now it's like, I got like 5 other cons. Or like, what the hell happened? And everybody's just trying to horn in on our territory. So yeah, I understand absolutely.
Yeah, but the difference, I mean, again, the difference is that the people come to North Texas to spend money, and I think
Absolutely.
that's the
Yeah.
that's
Nobody
the
doesn't make money. That we've always said that.
that's the ace up your sleeve is that vendors tend to do very, very well at North Texas. Hint.
Well, maybe next year after your projects happen, you'll have material and you'll be able to set a table.
How much was Raggy's fancy book this year? 300?
345 or something.
Yeah,
like
he
that.
sold out of every copy that he bought.
So the first year he came, I've known him for years and years. Like, I'd like to see him at the con. I know it's expensive to have him fly in from Finland. We're going to bring him in. The only other convention he does in the United States is Gen Con. And he told me afterwards, he said, I did more money at your con than Gen Con. I'm like, how is that even possible? He said, I did. I sold more at your con than Gen Con. And he's been back every year since then. He's coming back again this year for the 3rd year in a row because he's like, I make so much money at your con. But people do come to spend money at the
when
con.
Druskara's landed, you need to bring it to North Texas.
We'll talk next year. We'll get you guys. We'll get you
got to bring it to North
Texas. Yeah, that'd be great.
We'll make you an offer you can't refuse. So
awesome. Yes.
The bent nose and everything. Come on.
Yeah.
Just saying.
We'll get you here. You'll enjoy it. There's actually a very big growing Shadow Dark community at North Texas too. Kelsey comes, she wins games every year, but we also have a lot of other people that run in Shadow Dark. So it's gotten to be a pretty big thing in North Texas.
Yeah,
which is weird because it used to be for a while.
Chet always
5e. 5e was huge, and then that kind of just dropped off the map once
Shadow Dark existed. Shadow Dark's like poop on you, 5e.
Once he screwed the pooch, and they lost a gigantic part of their audience, and so so all the OSR guys are filling in the spaces, which is great. I mean, I love OSR, all kinds of OSR stuff. So it's been wonderful the last few years. I think Gary's probably lurking. He's probably going to yell at me, but I believe our 2 games that got the most were, I know Call of Cthulhu was one, and the second was it Shadow Dark? It might have been Shadow Dark. I'm not sure that we had more.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
We've been noticing that at Page and Gary Con, they're either the first or the second most run game, Shadow Dark. So it's been pretty great.
Yeah, I agree. Will you be at Gary Con?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah,
that'll be our 3rd
time.
Hey! I'll expect you to make a donation to the charity auction.
There you go.
Oh, we do every time.
Yeah. So because I mean that's a great transition. I mean I should spend a little time tonight talking about you. I don't want to cut you guys off, but it's that
so
time of year where we're ramping up for the auction for GaryCon. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. And I also sent Eric some pictures of something to share.
Tell me when.
But
I did have an offer to attend GaryCon this week, Jim, with a room, and I still had to turn it down though.
You should come.
God, I'd love to. I have got so much shit going on this year. I've got one after another I've got WizardCon, then
quit making excuses and come on.
Tacoma, then EggCon, then T-Fest. I know. And the last time, you know what's really scared me? The last time I went to GaryCon, I was sick for freaking.
I'll just stuff you with Airborne and you'll be fine.
Awful. It was so awful.
We'll just
poor Getty. Getty was in the car with me driving home, and all I did was cough the first day and drink night. He goes, I've never seen anybody just drink NyQuil out of the bottle. And then the next day he started.
Never seen teenage girls at a high school.
Then he was sick, and I still feel bad to this day because there's no way him being in the car with me for 8 hours didn't lead to him, or 16 hours didn't lead to him getting sick too. But yeah,
before we transition, Xane and Bunny, is there anything that you'd like to say to everybody watching before we sort of finish out with a bunch of miscellaneous stuff? Bunny's like, no.
We said it all, man.
You're both muted.
Oh, right. That's because we have to be muted. let's see. Is there anything we haven't really discussed that it would be really important for people to know? Oh, the only thing I have. Oh, I have the another thing to show off.
Show us the things.
So we got our Dungeon Master screen now. So this art piece is freaking amazing. This is Mark Riddick's work.
12-year-old me is vibrating with excitement. That's awesome.
That is amazing. God, the detail. Look at the detail.
Holy crap!
Can I get this right?
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Look at that.
Going.
Give him a full screen, Eric.
I can't. I tried to.
Eric is unable.
I was trying to earlier. This screen is.
That is amazing. Well, I'll see it soon enough. I'll get a copy.
That's spectacular.
It's great stuff.
Yeah. So that's Mark Riddick. He does all kinds of heavy metal T-shirts. He did this shirt here. He did the logo for us, and he does T-shirts for Hot Topic. So it's pretty amazing to have somebody like that doing our stuff for us. Very cool. So that was a cool little piece that we hadn't talked about. You know, one thing we don't talk enough about, I'd say, is the incredible artists that we have. Like, you know, we learned a lot and got some great ones on Unnatural Selection. And since Unnatural Selection, more people have come to us, more people we have discovered through the community, and we've been able to see and help watch them help us create, right? Because that's what you want. You go, okay, I've got an idea. I want to do something like this. And then they send you something and you go, yes, this is exactly even better than what I wanted. And I'm going to create a whole new area or character or whatever based on this piece of art. So I am very excited about the artwork that we have for this already, because we've already got 400 pages laid out, written, and you know, in place, and only needs to have editing done. And then we have a lot more to go, and there's going to be a lot of new art coming in after this campaign, and so it'll be really fun to show off all that beautiful work as it comes in to all the backers.
Well, and we talk about art a lot. Matter of fact, we talked about it last show about how important it is to have. Was last show, the show before, we talked about how important it is to you know have original art, and it's just, you know, that is such a selling point for a lot of this stuff. And the Shadow Dark, most publications I've seen for Shadow Dark have been very lucky in getting some just really amazing artists. I mean, obviously Kelsey has some people, you got some people. I mean, some of the other projects I've seen have been amazing. But you know, that really sells a product that still sells a product for you. Oh, I know, because we were talking about Traveler, about how Traveler existed with zero art. And somehow, you know, I still to this day think it would have been a much, if you had got some kick-ass sci-fi aliens and spaceships on the covers of those digests, I think who knows where Traveler might be today, you know. But the no art thing was just, it was a killer. And so yeah, I'm really,
but yet everybody's played it and everybody know it exists, so that's kind of impressive.
I mean, there is an interesting look. The digests do have a very unique look, but man, it's because we were talking about this last week. You know, you walk to the shelf with your hobby store in 1979, and you look at all this stuff, and you're going to grab the stuff that has the best art. You know, oh, there's a dragon, there's a space, or this and that. And the problem with Traveler is it just didn't have any art. So you kind of looked at it, oh, it might be. I'll come back to that later. And you picked up, you know, even shitty as it was, you picked up a Judges Guild module that had, you know, had some art on the cover, or, you know, or Top Secret or whatever that, you know, just looked cool. And so that, you know, the art is important, and I think you guys have done a great job. I mean, I was flipping through Unnatural Selection before we came on the show. I'm just like, man, there's so many good pieces in here. Just amazing, some of the stuff. It really, I mean, just some of the stuff just jumps out at you. It's just really, really good. And so, yes. You guys did a good job with that.
Well, thanks. And Bunny drew probably more than half the art in that book herself, and she's amazing.
She's a talent. She's talented. Right. Very talented.
Very talented. Like I was saying, talent all over the place, dripping, oozing talent.
Wish I could afford to hire. I can't. She's out of my league. Way out. You know. I don't want to see those numbers. I don't even want to see those numbers. That would kill a project I had.
I just like
So-
the twists and turns the conversations take.
Oh yeah,
That's
Yeah,
the whole
me
point
too.
of watching.
I'm just an observer. That's all.
That's why I like having these guys on. They're great. They're
That's
good.
awesome.
We have fun.
Well, what
Okay,
cons are you
you
going to
got
be at?
something to show?
You're gonna be. You went to Page. You're going to Gary Con. What else are you guys gonna?
Yeah,
hit
where
this
else are you headed? Where else are we going to see?
We're going to Egg also this year.
I'll
and
be there.
also
I'm a special
Mythic.
guest in Egg. I'll be there.
Woo! So are we.
I'll see you at Egg Con. Awesome.
Okay. And then we're also going to be at Mythic Con in November.
We are.
Yeah, we are.
No.
Probably.
I don't know what we're doing.
Wait,
We're hoping so.
what about Game Hole? Have you guys ever been to Game Hole or thought about going there? Or
No, we haven't been to that one. And that's another one that's in Geneva, right? Like Geneva.
No,
no, it's in
Madison.
Madison. It's in Madison.
Madison. Oh, okay. So it's
Much
Wisconsin.
easier to fly into.
Yeah, it's very good. Alex puts that on. He does a great job. It's a very good con, and they have a pretty big star or Shadow Dark presence there too. So
Yeah, that's
No,
perfect.
not it. That's not
Oh,
it.
wait. Okay. So
That's not it.
she's putting together a mock-up right now while we've been doing this, which is kind of amazing. And it looks freaking fantastic. Like, I'm like, what? You just did this while we've been talking? So we're gonna probably show it to you, but she just said she sent me
That's
something
the wrong one.
that looks amazing. And then she's like, no, that's not it. Like, okay. I can't wait to see what the real one is. Okay. Getting another one. Still coming
She's up
in.
to things.
I haven't gotten it yet.
Shut the fuck up. I mean. I can hear myself.
Yeah.
I just love that it sounds like there's a chipmunk somewhere squeaking.
Okay, she's now we got another one coming in here.
Is that it?
Let's see. Let's see.
Yeah. That's
Dun,
it.
dun.
Do that one.
Okay. All right. So I have to send this to you, right? For you guys to be able to
Send it
show
to
it?
me. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm
Dun, dun,
sending
dun,
it
dun.
to
I'm all excited now.
Dun, 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 dun,
I'm gonna
dun,
send
dun.
it through Bunny's account here.
Bunny.
So you
Bunny.
should have gotten it, Eric.
I believe I did. Okay.
I'm like really excited because I did that. I'm so sorry.
It's pretty great.
Oh wow.
That's not the finished product. That's just a tease mock.
All right. I'm
But
gonna-
it gives you an idea. You tell me what you think it is.
I'm afeared.
You should be.
Look at that. Super dark.
how dark is it? It's super dark.
Super dark.
Yes.
It
That's
is
what I love about
nice.
it.
super dark.
Super dark.
It's super dark.
Nice.
This
So-
is superhero Shadow Dark. I'm into. I'm in.
In a grim
Yep.
world of
Yes.
grimness.
Oh,
We're
I'm so
grim.
in. So in.
We were gonna announce it during the campaign because we wanted to.
But we
start-
just announced it
Yeah,
now.
well,
Oh, it's gonna be great. Oh, I'm so in. So into this too.
Yeah,
So
I'm
yeah,
not-
the
I'm
idea
not
here
into
is that
numbers, but I could get into this because I like the Shadow Dark system.
In the
So-
grim darkness of super dark, everything is super
Right.
dark.
right. I know it's a great play on words. It's so fun that and
we're both like, that's so stupid. Let's do
so
it.
stupid. It's it. Yeah, that's the one, right? And
It's
so
catchy.
yes,
It's
so we're gonna go with a modern, obviously superhero style. It's going to be kind of like your vigilante. Everything's wrong. Everything's going wrong.
grim dark. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. In the world, and so yeah, we've been
Okay.
playtesting this one too, believe it or not.
Nice.
And we came up with a really cool creation system because superheroes are very complex, right? Like there's so many different aspects to them, and Shadow Dark is so simple. So we've got to marry those two things in a way that works. And so far, people who have created characters have had a blast. You can do it completely random. You can do it where you actually pick your powers, and
Okay, I like this, yeah.
the tables all still work the same. The advancement tables all work the same. Yeah, it's pretty cool, and it's very early, but we're obviously very excited about it.
A game so
Wow.
amazing your head will explode.
Some of the existing games when I was growing up, I mean, I love Villains and Vigilantes by Jeff D and Jack Herman, but it was what was cool about that is you rolled randomly for your power. So if you had super elasticity and heightened intelligence and you could fly, you had to try to make, okay, how does this work? I mean, it doesn't really make sense. But then we played Champions, and Champions would kill us because you had to balance everything out. And if you read comic books, things aren't necessarily balanced out, and that would drive us crazy too. Is, for every great power, you got to have a great weakness, and this, and that, I don't want to do that though. I want to put, no, you gotta use your math skills to balance everything out perfectly. And so I don't think anybody ever hit the sweet spot.
No, you can never do that. But okay, so Bunny, you told me after we did our first play test with this that you played the character and you said that was just, what was it, your favorite ever single session of playing an RPG? I'm gonna remember that forever.
I know I'm kind of a B word when it comes to my
criticism. Yeah,
not criticism, but like I can be like, I don't like that. Like I'm honest. I'll be honest. I don't like this.
Well, tell them what you liked or what was so much fun about playing that.
Who'd I play? Tommy Treetop. I don't know. It was just so fun. I have never had so much fun in a Shadow Dark game in my life, and I love Shadow Dark, and Shadow Dark is always fun to me. So I was just kind of like, I was kind of blown away with how this one kind of went. Like I never thought that. Like I know I'm helping him create this, but it's also like I get to play it while he gets to run it. It's just a different situation. I'm totally rambling. I have no idea what I'm saying, but I loved it. I loved it. Sorry that happens. I have so much ADD that I just kind of talk. But yeah, I really loved just kind of how, I don't know how what did I do that was really ridiculous? I forget what I did.
Well, you were picking people up and throwing them at other people. That I remember.
As one will, yeah.
But hold on. The first thing I ever did was I think I punched a door and it splatted the bad guy. Like there was supposed to be like you can kill people. This is not like you. This is not superhero. You can't kill people. It's oh no, you can definitely actively have casualties that are either evil or just pedestrian.
Accidental.
Yeah. So there's things that happen. There are it's we love the boys, or at least some of the boys. It got kind of crazy. But like the concept of superheroes killing and or having pedestrians like get damaged by their powers because, and they try to cover that up kind of situation, like that was kind of inspirational to, well, I want this to be dark like that. I want this to be like there's an issue, like you can kill people by accident. You have to watch what you're doing. And I don't know, that's why I thought it was fun, because I literally punched a door and it splatted a guy. A bad guy that we were supposed to, have probably words with, or
yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, you were supposed to interrogate him, but he was dead in the first shot. You just broke his door down.
I just exploded him. He exploded.
Well, the funnest campaign ever, I've talked about this before on the show, is I played with a bunch of Villains and Vigilantes campaign with a bunch of guys that didn't read comics, but I got them to play superhero games, and their solution, and I've told this before, after every session is they killed the supervillain at the end. Because their thing was, why would we want this guy to ever come back? This makes no sense.
Right.
He's committed a lot of crimes. And so they would just covertly or overtly murder the supervillain at the end, to where I had to make a mechanic finally that they were being investigated, because every time they got in a supervillain fight, this guy ends up dead. Like, what happened? Well, he fell off the building afterwards. Well, how did he fall off? I don't know. Jumped to his death. I mean, this is the 80s. There's not cameras everywhere. So and so I had to say, okay, this has gone too far. You guys are being investigated by the FBI because you've had 12 supervillain deaths.
Right.
Some of them are quite suspicious, but I mean, it made sense. It made sense in their logical world of not comic readers. Why we want returning? Why does the Joker have to keep coming back and killing people? Batman just needs to snap his neck and toss him off a bridge, and there you're done. Oh, you're finished with it.
Yeah, and that actually reminded me that my current scenario that I'm testing with this is around the year 2000, because we have cell phones, but we don't have cell phone cameras, and we don't have all the technology that we have today. And so it works kind of because you're not too overpowered with information. That's the big problem with super modern is, man, oh man, you just go, I type this into my phone and I know all the information possible, or I can just, set up all these alert systems and all the stuff. It's just too too OP essentially for the players. So being able to set it in a different time period. But the thing is, this is a system, right? So we're going to allow you to do any time period that you want, of course. But different scenarios or different settings will dictate the time period.
Well, if you ever noticed, the cell phone changed the movie industry immensely. If you ever wonder why there's so many movies now set in the 80s and 90s, it's because screenwriters can't deal with cell phones. It ruins detective stories, mystery stories, horror stories. And so they just say, you know what? I'm just going to punt on this. This takes place in 1992. There's that way I don't have to worry about cameras and cell phones and you can call. I mean, so that's a big reason why there's so many crime and detective and stuff set in the 90s now, 80s and 90s. They can't write a good plot into it because wait, there's a killer. He's trying to get in the house. I'm just going to call the police on my cell phone.
That's
and
right.
So,
hey, look, Bunny, Jimmy's in the chat. Did you know that?
It's Jimmy.
Jimmy. Okay, good. There's a guy that played that tells us it's good. I believe him. Absolutely believe him.
Yeah. It was
I'll check that out. I'm already pre-spending money here. I don't like this.
I know this will be a while. This will be a ways off.
Okay, good.
You can collect.
All right.
Between now and then.
I got time to play for Druskara, and then I can pay for that, and then I can.
Right, Jim. I think you were about to sing our praises or something, and he got interrupted. I didn't want to be left off the table here. Let's see.
No. I think it's always a joy to have folks on the show that really care about what they're making. We've only had one clunker, and frankly, I made him cry, and he's never been back. And that's
that was such a glorious show.
Yeah, that was pretty. It's pretty good when Eric is used to being the bad cop and he was the good cop. So that was a lot of fun. But no, I think more than anything else, it's when you really have a lot of passion for something, passion for what you're creating. And I love to see that. Like I genuinely, I love the enthusiasm. I love the sort of, I say this with a lot of affection. You've still got a little bit of a fly by the seat of your pants. Like it could run 28 days.
Right.
It could run 14. We're not sure. We're still thinking this out. Right. But it's very clear that you have found a ready and willing market for your products and people are excited. And when you're a creative, I don't know how you could ask for a bigger reward, right? It's successful. It's letting you create additional new, interesting things. And, I've seen a half a dozen superhero RPGs come and go or the ideas of them. And frankly, in one mock-up that Bunny did in 10 minutes, it's more interesting to me than any of the stuff that I've seen previously because it takes itself. These people take themselves too seriously.
God bless Kids and Masterminds, a great system, but the book's just thick, and so I don't have that kind of investment. I would love to just pick up a little book like that and say, okay, cool.
That tells me you want me exhausted before I actually finish. Right.
You don't have to cover everything; just cover the basics, and the players and the DM will do the rest. So yeah.
But we do. Let me also say thank you. As the guy who's in front of everybody at the charity auction at GaryCon, I've ramped up. This is where we're really starting to ramp up on donations. I can't thank you enough for a donation. We really have some big goals. I've talked about that on the show. We have some big goals with what we're trying to do. I can tell you that every little bit helps. And I don't know. Were you at the auction last year?
We were here. I think we kind of came in and out at times because we're really good with friends with Chet. And so we tend to hang out with wherever Chet is as often as possible. And so he was in there enjoying it. We would observe for a little while and then we'd go play a game or something. It went on for quite a long time.
It's 3 hours. It's 3 hours of bat stuff craziness. And we do a lot in 3 hours. But it's through the donations of folks like you. And I always like putting faces with names. This is one of the joys. Mm-hmm. This is really one of the joys of this show is that I do get to meet a lot of people that, I might have seen you at a convention, but I have no idea who the heck you are. And that's okay. We do have a couple of things. Let me talk about GaryCon's charity auction is now coming up. It's March 21st. I'm in full bore Gary Kahn charity auction mode for the next few weeks. We've got donations coming in. Let me talk about a couple of things. I'll preview some stuff here. We don't have one. We have 2 Jeff Easley originals that will be auctioned off at Gary Kahn.
Oh wow!
We have a one-of-a-kind collaborative piece. I'm not going to talk about that just yet. We have online experiences. Steve Chenault with Troll Lord Games has agreed to do a one-on-one dungeons design with whoever wins the experience, where you can bring an adventure idea and hash it out, and Steve will sort of walk you through what he does when he comes up with something. And considering how prolific a writer Steve is, I think that's a pretty astounding thing. Joe Goodman has agreed. This is the 25th year of Goodman Games, and Joe Goodman has agreed. He has people all the time who really want to pick his brain about what it was like to start a company and grow a company and so on. But Joe has agreed to do 4 hours worth of mentoring for anybody interested in getting a company up and running or making their company better. And he's never done anything like this before. I think that's pretty astounding. There's a bunch more that are coming. I'm getting pretty much confirmations every day of things that are coming into the auction, but it's going to be pretty exciting. Eric, do you have what I sent you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, hold on a second. Before you pull that up, I picked up. I talked about this on the show a couple of weeks ago. We lost our dog, and I picked her up today. I picked her ashes up today, and I said to somebody earlier, I said I just couldn't open the box. Like I just couldn't. It's a nice box, and I glimpsed a card from the vet's office, and there's paw prints, and I just couldn't do it. But I did share on the show. Go ahead, Eric. I have some new pictures to share of Sparkle Farts, who is going to be.
What was the name that you decided on, by the way?
Well, we haven't. I'm still working with Sparkle Farts, but we have Sparkle Farts, and there's Sparkle Farts. I have some new pictures of Sparkle Farts, and so she'll be coming to our family on Monday.
Wait, her name's Sparkle Farts?
Well, her name technically is Glitter, but I can't abide that. So Sparkle Farts is the acronym.
I like Sparkle Farts.
And so everybody at the vet likes Sparkle Farts, but I have been told that I can't name a dog that, and frankly, I don't care.
Who says?
But Sparkle Farts is coming to our home this weekend, and so I'm very, very excited.
I'm glad.
What we lost.
They're a cute little pooch.
It doesn't replace what we lost, but I like that she's a bully and she won't let somebody have her stick. I'm kind of
boy.
I need a dog to keep me honest. But it's been a tough couple of weeks, and it's been a week of no tears, but the box put me right on the edge today. So if you've been following along, we're getting there.
You're getting there, though. You'll get there.
Yep, and I am actually going to have a chance to talk to Dan Ayub, and I'm trying to decide if I'm going to take my Vecna book and give it back to him or not. I haven't quite decided.
I heard Vecna.
Tear it in half and then give it to him.
It's going to be
Here's
like,
what I thought about the project here. Just
you guys phone this in, and it's tepid and limp, and you need to inject some RPG Viagra.
Well, that wasn't his fault. That was not.
Oh my God, I know it's not, but I'm just going to give it back to him and say you owe us better than this, right?
Yeah.
You had a chance, and instead it's just tepid.
It was fucking awful.
So Mike, what music do you have this week? Because man, I am waiting to get to movie.
I found another box in the garage that I'd forgotten about for years, so I had to pull out some goodies. First of all, we're still Clash on Broadway. I'm at CD.
Oh, nice.
I'm at CD3 now, which is Sandinista and Combat Rock, which I like the earlier stuff, but this is still great stuff. So, like I said, just love these things. If you ever see them in the half price books or music store, pick up these collections. They're just the best. They're so good. And then I have I'm a big Ryan Adams fan. And I came to him very late. I didn't find out about Robert Adams until maybe 20 years ago. And he'd already been rolling through the 90s, just kicking ass. And this is an album he did with the band called the Cardinals. It's called Cold Roses. I had never heard of it, and it's considered his best album with the Cardinals. Now, for those who don't know, Cold Roses, don't know, Ryan Adams, great, just an incredible songwriter. He's a, what do they call, an infant terrible or whatever. He has broken up every band he's ever had with fist fights because he's just he is has but he is amazingly talented guy. It's just stuff. It's just so good. And so he just got to the point where, like, I'm just gonna play all the instruments myself. I don't like it. I can't get along with anybody. And he's just amazingly that talented. But Cold Roses, it's his best album with the Cardinals, which is a band he put together. If you've never heard anything by Ryan Adams, go out and just grab some of his earlier stuff. It's just so good. He could write songs so good, and the songs just sound great. I don't know what you'd call it, country rock or modern rock, or I don't know what you call it, but it's great stuff. So he does a great job. This is a double album, great stuff. Then these are two kind of golden oldies. So a group called Japan. There was a big group in the 70s. I don't know what you would call this. It's kind of, as you can tell, what's his name's trying to look like Bowie here, and it does have a Bowie kind of 70s sound to it. It's interesting. It's very well put together music. It's not rock, but it's not exactly easy listening. It's kind of that cold sound. I don't know if you ever heard Bowie's album Berlin. It's that kind of that electronic weird sound, but it's a very good album. I haven't heard it in about, oh my God, probably 20 years. And it's actually this is a 70s album, really, really good stuff. But here's an album that I didn't think I'd like, and a friend said, you need to listen to this new band. And I grabbed this when it came out, and I still love this album. I play it to this day. 9 Inch Nails, Pretty Hate Machine.
Oh,
such a great album.
Oh,
it's so good. And he's like,
injected straight
you'll
into
love this
my
album.
veins.
And I remember putting it on and hearing Head Like a Hole going, holy shit, this is really good. And this is the first song. And it's just an incredible album. Great band. They're still around. They're
1991, wasn't it? Is it?
No,
I think it's 90 or like 89, like, because
yeah, maybe you're
trivia
right.
came up that said, something about 9 Inch Nails. Are they an 80s band or a 90s band? And I was like, that's an 90s band for sure. But technically, I think that first album.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a date on here, but you're right. But yeah, I put this on, and this is not the kind of music you usually listen to, Mike, but you'll like it. I'm like, holy crap, this is really good. And I must have listened to it 10 times that weekend. As a matter of fact, this might be the CD he gave me, because this is beat up case, man. But yes, I'm getting back into, and this is we talk about sometimes albums you can just listen to over and over again and you never get tired of. This is definitely one of those. Pretty Hate Machine, 9 Inch Nails, great stuff. Jim, you got any movies for us this week?
Oh my God, I got two, and I've been waiting. I've been chomping at the bit. All right. So first of all, we got to start with, finally, The Killer.
Oh my God, I love this movie.
Masterpiece.
And
so all of John Woo's early catalog has been tied up in terrible rights management. It's finally been sorted out, and now it's all being released via Shout Factory. This is the new 4K version of The Killer. It's again from 1989. This is one of the all-time greatest action movies ever made.
Absolutely.
And if you haven't seen it, I can't spoil it. You just have to go in and see this cold. But this is hands down Chow Yun-fat's. This is the role that just established him as a star.
Just ask yourself the question: would you like to see a man kill 500 people in 2 hours, every which way you could ever kill a human being? If the answer is yes, please.
Well, and what's really great, when you look at all these great action movies from Hong Kong in the late 80s and early 90s, you have all these stars, Jackie Chan in the Super Cop movies, you've got Anita Mui and the others in the heroic trio, but John Woo sets himself apart from everybody else. And he's not just crafting an action movie. The Killer begins with the premise that an assassin accidentally blinds a woman and is now obligated to try to take care of her. Mm. I can't spoil any aspect of this movie.
You got it. If you haven't seen it, you got to see it.
It's legendary. Now, I mean, I still prefer Hard Boiled. I know a lot of people are troubled by that. I'm going to be getting the Better Tomorrow movies. That's going to be later down the road. But The Killer is one I've been waiting for a long time, just like Hard Boiled. But my other movie of the week, Dear God in Heaven, it's finally here, and that is Excalibur.
Oh,
Now, Excalibur is John Borman's masterpiece. That doesn't mean it doesn't have flaws, but this is exactly what you've always wanted in a release of Excalibur. Not only did they go back, they set this high bar, crazy standard for restoring the movie. It's in 4K. They went from an original print. They did color correction. They did everything imaginable. The audio commentary tracks, John Borman actually recorded an audio track talking about the movie, and at one point his son walks into the room. And what a lot of people don't remember is that John Borman pretty much put his entire family to work in the movie. So the lady in the lake, one of his daughters. The character of Igraine at the start of the movie that Uther has himself disguised with and then lays with, that's his other daughter. And then his son was young Mordred. And so his son walks into the room while his dad is recording the audio commentary. He's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm recording the audio commentary." He says, "Oh, well, you got to tell him about this, and you got to tell him about this." And it devolves into this wonderful storytelling. But the new Arrow video version it's got a 4K disc. I watched part of it last night, and it's breathtaking. One of the most interesting things that Borman did is he used these gigantic green lights to make everything sort of glow in this sort of ethereal color. And it pops on a halfway decent television. This is just going to reach out and grab your retinas and shake them violently because it just looks so beautiful. The first half of the movie, particularly after you see Camelot on the hill, Lancelot's armor in comparison to everybody else's is just pure, and it all just comes off the screen. Excalibur has some issues, right? The plotting is a little thick. You jump around a lot, but this version has the 4K. It's got a Blu-ray disc. It's got all this supplementary extra material, and it's astounding. It's just everything I've ever hoped for, and we're really blessed right now. Criterion for the long time was the art house sort of, if it was going to get a special release, it was going to be on Criterion. But Arrow Video has really stepped up, and there's a whole swath of these amazing movies from the 70s and 80s that Arrow is going back and mining to do special releases like this. I am terrified that they're going to do a Wicker Man release, because if they do the Wicker Man release, I'm going to go sell whatever kidney I have.
Didn't it already get a Criterion though?
No, but it got a very nice version for the anniversary a few years ago. But Arrow did. You may remember Outland, the Sean Connery sheriff in space movie. Arrow's done a version of Outland that's very, very, very well regarded and thought of. But all of us have been waiting for this, and when it finally dropped, I can't tell you how many people I saw who just were blown away. The print's amazing. The sound is astounding. It's everything I sort of wanted in an Excalibur release. And I compared it to a Blu-ray that I had, and the difference is night and day. If I don't want to say this, but I will. It's a reason to own a nice television and a 4K player.
Wow.
Because the picture is better than anything I've ever seen on video at any point ever. And that's saying a lot.
There's only one question to be asked though.
Yes.
Does Helen Mirren look hotter in 4K than she did originally?
It's
hard to imagine, but I'm just gonna.
The best part of the movie, and most people either don't know this or have forgotten this, is that the actor who played Merlin and Helen Mirren were once a thing. They were an item. They were living together, and then they broke up.
Uh-oh.
And John Borman specifically cast both of them in the roles because the tension and hatred between the two of them is glorious. And you really do get that sense of contempt and disdain, and it's just great. But yes, Helen Mirren is she's holding up well. We'll leave it.
Oh, those are the glory days when she just stopped being a model, but she was just.
I don't know how to tell you
in the
this,
film,
but
but-
there's a movie she made when she was younger where she did a lot of diving. Mike, you should probably go look that.
I've probably seen it then because I went through my Helen Mirren phase. Yes, I did.
Oh boy.
She's a,
Yeah.
oh,
Anyway, so The Killer and Excalibur, both of them have astounding 4K releases that are now out. If you wait probably 6 months, you'll probably see some discounts. But I'm telling you, you will not be. If you liked Excalibur before, I mean, Patrick Stewart with almost hair. It's pretty exciting.
That's how long ago. Yes.
Yes. And Gabriel Byrne. I sort of knew it in the back of my head, but I was like, hey, wait a minute, I know who that is. So that's it. That's all I got.
Well, there we go.
Well, those are two good movies I like too, and I might have to look for The Killer. The Killer has one of the greatest movie lines of all time because you got to remember The Killer is it's kind of ridiculous and a lot, but it's great. It's ridiculous but great. And there's a scene where the police detective is hunting down the killer. They're talking about, who is this guy that's been killing all these people and this and that, and he just goes, I know this man. He's a dreamer. And if you don't just fall on the floor laughing at that, but it's a great line because it's just it's so John Woo because that's he's a dreamer. Yeah. As he kills all hundreds of people, he's a dreamer. I mean, come on. He's a dreamer.
Got a job.
But no, it's an absolute. That was the same thing. I had the same experience with that I had with 9 Inch Nails Pretty Hate Machine. A guy just came over and said, I just saw this movie. You've got to see it. I've already seen it once today, but I'll watch it again with you.
That's right.
So we're sitting there watching it on a VHS on my VCR, midnight.
Hard boiled.
Like, oh my God.
I bought the movie I bought Hard Boiled at a science fiction convention called Farpoint in Baltimore. And I went home and I got a pizza on the way home. And I decided, I was going to sit, watch the movie and have a pizza. And I got so wrapped up in the movie that I forgot about the pizza. And when it ended, I ate cold pizza and watched the movie a second time just because I couldn't believe what I had
really
seen.
good. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
that and Better Tomorrow. They're all three of those are just they're just great movies. Thanks.
Hey, Bunny.
Man.
Hey,
That's
Zane.
awesome.
Thanks for being on tonight.
Yes, thanks so much.
Absolutely. It was
Yeah,
great.
thanks for having us. It was fun.
We're going to have you on. We're going to have you on after you fulfill this. We waited too long to have you on.
We'll have you on for the Victory Lap tour.
Yeah, you're
That'd be fun.
always welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember, you got to hit the most organized man in the OSR.
Just hit me up whenever you guys want to pop on. You get a project, just hit me up and we'll put you on.
Great.
We love having you guys on. It's great.
So
it was fun.
Yeah, maybe super dark.
Yeah,
super dark.
Agile.
Dark.
Hey,
thank you for putting something into the tip jar.
Woo.
Appreciate it. Agile is a huge supporter of this channel and many other OSR channels. Really.
And we can promote another little thing. We will be live tomorrow night playing a live play, an actual play of Druskara. So over
my
on
YouTube channel,
the Dungeon Damsel YouTube
check
channel.
out Dungeon Damsel.
Check that out.
There you go. All right. Well, folks,
Yay.
thank you to Zane. Thank you to Bunny. Much appreciated. Thank you to Agile. Always. Mike, Jim. I guess we have a week to prepare for the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, thank you to everybody in the chat. Very lively chat today. Thank you so much. Otherwise, live stream tomorrow night, 8 p.m., Friday, 8 p.m., Saturday, 8 p.m., Sunday, 9 p.m. Oh my God, it's one of those weeks.